Hey everybody, welcome to Island Outdoors 1. We're back with a video about another Schrade knife. It's a Schrade Walden number 896K, made in USA. It's a 3 9/16 inch premium Slim Stockman, and it was made between 1947 and 1973. And this one isn't in the best shape, but it was cheap enough, so I got it to show you a nice example of these knives. And if you have one in good condition, they're really very attractive, very pretty knife. They are marked Schrade Walden between 1947 and 1973, and in 1961 they moved these to, instead of celluloid handle scales, they went to Delrin plastic. But this has a celluloid scale, and they're very nice looking. This is called a butter and molasses, and you can kind of see through the scale. The colors are right embedded in the celluloid. You can see the celluloid's kind of cracked and crinkled right here. Same on the other side. I would say maybe this one got stepped on or something at one point in its life, or the celluloid scales are kind of delicate. They kind of off gas and shrink over time, so that might have had something to do with it too. But they are a nice rich caramel color, or molasses, in a kind of a clear to yellowish cream color, and they go very good together. You can see this one has a balm style shield. Doesn't say anything on it, it's just got a cool old balm style shield on it, and it has threaded nickel silver bolsters. These lines, they call that threaded, and they're rounded. Very nice in your hand and pocket. No real sharp edges there. And this is a 3-blade Stockman. They're Slim Premium Stockman. They also called this a K-Horn pattern. K-Horn Celluloid handle. So that's what Schrade called that, and I'm not sure why it was K-Horn, but it's like an imitation bone or horn material, but it's the celluloid. And it has a Turkish clip point main blade, and you can see this one has had a lot of use and a lot of sharpenings, and it's made the blade very skinny in its old age. But you can see this was in someone's pocket faithfully for a long time and had been sharpened quite a few times. And in the catalog ad I found for this, it had mentioned that the front of the blade was crocus polished to a mirror finish, while the back side is glazed finish like the sheepfoot and spay blades. So apparently the front side of this blade was crocus polished at one point when it was brand new, and I suppose that made a beautiful shiny polished side, and it's far from that. It's far from that. now, but in its day it was a pretty knife. And the backside was just glazed polished, and so was the sheep foot and spade blade. You can see they're all sharpened down quite a bit on this old knife. These are 1095 carbon steel blades, and you can see there's some corrosion just from sitting in the drawer for quite a while. You can see some rust kind of leaching out from the pivot point there. 1095, you got to keep them oiled with like mineral oil or Vaseline, or you can use like 3-in-1 oil too, but if you use something food safe like mineral oil, you're better off. That way you can use it to cut food and stuff. A little bit of blade rub on that one. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it, but this one says Schrade Walden U.S.A. on it, and the model number is on the back side of this blade. I don't know if you can see it through the muck on there, but it says 896K on that, and I'm not sure if this camera is going to pick it up, but that's what it says on the back side. And I believe Schrade's new ones they make, they're not made in USA, but I think they make this brand in this color to this day, but they're made overseas. And this is a good old-fashioned USA made one, back when the company was still in the United States. And like I said, this has brass liners, and it has the Turkish clip point main blade. At one time that was a Turkish clip, but you can see how much they can be sharpened and still function. You could still use this. It's perfectly fine. It's just a little old and ratty looking, but it has its own charm to it. That beautiful molasses and butter color, and would have looked nice in your hand when it was brand new. And yeah, it's just a good old knife. That was a sheep's foot blade right there, and this was the spade blade. If I might have misspoken earlier. At one time that was a spade blade, but it looks more like a pen blade now. It's been sharpened so much. But a little dirty on the inside. It's kind of dark to see in there, but there's brass liners. And believe it or not, I did clean this up quite a bit. That's how old it is. Something from back in, I believe this was a 72 or 73 model, because that falls in back when they were still labeled Schrade Walden instead of just Schrade. And it was celluloid from 47 to 61. Yeah, so this is probably earlier than 61 because it has the celluloid. Yeah, because they moved to Delrin in 61, so this is pre-61. I misspoke. Oh, motorcycle race coming. So yeah, it was 47 to 73 that they were marked Schrade Walden, and they were celluloid to 1961. So this is pre-61, 61 or earlier, as far as I can tell. But yeah, just a nice pattern. I love the serpentine with rounded bolsters. It just fits in your pocket and doesn't catch on anything, and fits nicely in the hand. It doesn't have squared bolsters, so it's nice and smooth. This one has a lot of pocket wear, so any sharp edges from the factory have all been worn down by years of carrying with someone's change and rubbing on their pocket for years and years. But yeah, here's a good example, and maybe you'll be lucky enough to find one in better shape. But I really recommend the Schrade Walden 896K. Great little knife. Thanks for watching.